men can be really, really fucking stubborn, coming from one. And sometimes we just don't want to let things go. So when she feels misunderstood, like we don't want to come to conversations with an open mind and we have a one-track perception, it can make them shut down. Hey guys, welcome back to Men Know Something. This is one of the bonus episodes where we go into a topic that we're quite interested in a bit more detail. Before I do get into it, take a moment, like, share, subscribe on all the different platforms. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. Greatly appreciate it, and always appreciate the love and support. For the Men Know Something this week, I wanted to talk about what shuts down intimacy in a relationship. Now, there's a few reasons I wanted to talk about this. One of the reasons is because when you've been in a relationship for quite a while, things can become potentially a bit stale, or you can lose the drive to want to turn up for your partner. It happens. We all get there every now and then. When you've been in a relationship for enough time, you become comfortable. And when you become comfortable, you maybe stop doing the things that got that person to fall in love with you in the first place. What then happens is, because maybe we're not being as attentive or as understanding or turning up for our partner in a certain way, intimacy can start to drop. And when this happens, we can see this as a rejection or as attack on us. And maybe they just aren't into us anymore. I promise you that isn't always the case. Not always, sometimes. Sometimes you're just a piece of shit. But we're going off the fact here that probably there's a bit of work that needs to be done. And hopefully this can give you a bit of an insight into why a man and a woman may shut down. When it does happen, there's always the kind of throwaway comments of, we only shag like once a month, or, she just doesn't want to have sex with me anymore, or I'll be lucky if I get a BJ for my birthday, please. And so quite often it just isn't the case. And there's a bit of a breakdown in how we speak and how we deal with each other. And that's really what I want to address today. Now, when this does happen as well, we do want to sleep with you. Women do want to sleep with you, and guys do want to sleep with their partner as well. It isn't like we've just been completely turned off. There's just other things happening that could have fucked with our day. We're all horny bastards at the end of the day. So it is inside there somewhere. I wanted to talk about this a lot so it can maybe help you get back to the place you were at before. That awesome place where you're both filling each other's cup and it's overflowing into the others, and there's just a great back and forth. So these are 4 reasons as to why intimacy shuts down in a woman, and 4 reasons why intimacy shuts down in a man. So the first reason why intimacy can shut down in a woman is because there are communication barriers. Now, when there's a lack of communication, honest and open communication, this can make things really hard. When a woman feels unseen or unheard, this can really hinder the relationship and the emotional connection. This can be as simple as knowing when she's had a hard day. So maybe she gets home and you've got dinner planned for her. Maybe she's had a really shit situation at work, or she's had a really hard conversation with one of her friends, or she's just really tired and really drained, and you're doing the things so she knows that she's being thought of. Or maybe she's mentioning that restaurant like 7 times, and you just taking note of it and booking it spontaneously can be amazing, because it just means she feels that there's a great line of communication and you're kind of picking up the signs that she's putting down. Not all men, we're not great at this. It does take a bit of effort. Sometimes we do miss the small details, but I promise you, if you take the time to really actively listen to what's happening, I think you'll find a lot of like golden nuggets along the way of how you can improve that line of communication. Number 2, when she feels misunderstood. Men can be really, really fucking stubborn, coming from one. And sometimes we just don't want to let things go. So when she feels misunderstood, like we don't want to come to conversations with an open mind and we have a one-track perception, it can make them shut down, because they, again, don't feel like we really get them, we really understand them, we're really there for them, and we can really see where they're coming from. Some things are also hard to communicate in a relationship. So when she is trying to open up and she is trying to share something that maybe you don't potentially want to hear, being able to understand and empathize and sympathize can really help, where They just feel a lot more open. And this can really help intimacy. Number 3, when she doesn't trust you. This can be a massive ruiner for intimacy. When she doesn't trust you, this can be like trusting the things you say, or even trusting the fact that she can count on you, or the fact that you're going to be there for her. The biggest way to make sure she can trust you is do what you said you were going to do. Follow up on your actions so it's not just all talk. Otherwise, this shows when you say things, it doesn't really have any great value. I'm sorry again. Oh, I'm sorry. I fucked up again. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If you don't follow up in the actions you say, you just become a shit talker. And this can really fuck up the trust in a relationship. If you make a mistake, take the time, fix it. If you're going to apologize for something, I think the biggest way you can apologize is by your actions. Because after a while, the words you say just start to lose a bit of meaning if you're just saying sorry every single time. When a woman feels safe and secure in a relationship, she will trust you and follow you to the ends of the earth when she feels like you can take care of her. Number 4, there's previous baggage that she's carrying. Now, we all have past traumas or past issues or past relationships, or, we've been cheated on, or whatever it is. We all have issues that maybe haven't been resolved. Number 1, probably go to therapy if you're self-aware enough to understand you have those issues. But number 2 is that a lot of the previous points I've mentioned can really help with this. Because if you can sit down with this person and really communicate and make them feel safe, seen and secure in terms of walking and talking through the different situations they've been in, this can help to get rid of that baggage and also just work through it. Sometimes they just haven't had the safe space where they can talk you through what's happened in their life. Like, we get in these situations where there's a knee-jerk reaction. You may be speaking to your missus or your boyfriend, and they'll overreact to something, or to you it might seem like an overreaction. But really, if you take the time to wonder why are they reacting like this, there must be a reason why. There must be something there. Like if you're having a argument, like a debate, and they get really defensive, I think it's interesting to think, why are they reacting that way? Like, they seem really defensive, they're shut down, they can't communicate. There must be a reason why. And quite often there's always something, whether it was their past boyfriend, they were never listened to, they were always shouted at as a kid. There's something that made them react that way, and this is part of the baggage. If you take the time to understand and work through it with them, I promise you, your intimacy levels will skyrocket. Here's 4 reasons why intimacy shuts down in a man. Number 1, when you constantly put him down. Now, when you constantly nitpick at all the small things, this will make him feel pretty useless, and this will make his efforts feel almost non-existent. We are egotistical and territory driven and hunters, predators, whatever it is. But when we constantly feel put down and our efforts aren't noticed, it kind of just makes us not want to put in the effort. So this can make us shut down and pull back completely. I think it's really important with your partner, with your mister, you give them constructive and helpful feedback and notice the effort that they're putting in. Make them feel good for it, And the more you make them feel good for it, the more they want to keep turning up for you in that way. Make sure you appreciate him when you can and show him that you care what he brings to the table. Like I said, we're ego-driven creatures and we want to be able to provide for you. Number 2 is performance pressure. When he feels there is pressure to perform either emotionally or physically, this can create a lot of anxiety or stress that eventually turns into a domino effect until something is said. Now, something may have happened in their day or something may be running through their mind as to why they're like that. So just be conscious, use your initiative to pick up on maybe what he's putting down, because something could be wrong. And if it's all physical where the performance pressure is coming from, take it easy, take it slow, take a step back and just be kids again, fucking around in love and, just playing around with each other. That can really help the intimacy. Number 3 is when you're closed off. Men are problem solvers and we want to be able to help you where we can. When you stop sharing how you feel or stop telling us about what's wrong or what's happened in your day, or maybe even start to disregard our opinion, this can have a massive effect on our confidence in the relationship and where we stand as a man, and can have us starting to disconnect and maybe pull back. We want to feel wanted. We want to feel useful. we think about the pickle jar and opening the pickles. It's like, that is a thing. That really is a thing. Give your man a jar of pickles. You need some help from him. It will make him feel wanted, So yeah, don't close off. Share what needs to be shared. Because if you do, I think it just means that when we get to the bedroom, we're not really going to be in a mindset where we're in that confidence level that where we can kind of do that with you. So yeah, we want to be able to help you. And I know sometimes it's not just problem solving. Sometimes we just need to listen. But give us the chance to listen, and it will make us feel really useful in the relationship. Number 4 is when you are over controlling. Now, when you're over controlling of your mister, whether that's taking charge of their days, their activities, their hobbies, or even power charging every conversation, this can make him feel a massive loss in confidence and almost plummet his self-esteem. They'll never feel like enough. They'll never feel like they're worth it in the relationship. Make sure you show them love and support and give them their free space. Make them feel like they're their own person, because it can happen really easily where you have something going on and you demand or expect from that person. And I think it's important to remember they're their own person. They're living their own life as well. They're another puzzle with their own puzzle pieces trying to build something with you. So I think that's really important. To wrap up, when you've been dating someone for quite a bit of time, it can be really easy to get wrapped up in your own world. Remember that you're two people working towards a combined relationship where you each want to fill your cup as much as possible and have it fill over into the other person's cup. Give each other space, support, energy, enthusiasm, and an understanding that sometimes we all fuck up. And yeah, I think if we're always trying to have our cup overflow into the other person's, you've got two people who are giving 150% every single day. Anyway, those are 8 reasons as to why intimacy shuts down in a man and a woman. Would love to hear your feedback in the comments. If any of this has happened to you, if you feel this is happening to you, or maybe certain things that I've missed. Leave a like, share, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.